Back, everybody, to Tuesday Night Hype 74 for your final match between SiamBane and ItsProtohype. So both shamans have actually been banned here, and it looks like SiamBane is going to be left with the Hunter, Zoo, and actually with the Tempo Mage going against Protohype's Cthulhu Warrior, Zoo, and Miracle Rogue.
The Tempo Mage would be a nice match for SiamBane if he gets the Reno lock. The Cthulhu Warrior might be a little hard for the Tempo Mage with all that armor like we saw in the last game, but it's still possible.
Yeah, I think it just might be SiamBane might just have to target that Reno lock right there because mid-range Hunter does very well against it. Zoo does pretty well. I think it's actually favored by just a bit in that matchup. And then Tempo Mage, can just get a bunch of burn in hand and then beat Reno from there.
Yeah, exactly. And they both banned the shamans again.
No one wants to play against shaman.
Yeah. It's too strong, really. Just get it out of the way.
Especially if you're playing rogue, you don't want to play against aggro shaman. You don't even really want to play against mid-range shaman. You don't want to play against any type of shaman unless you're playing, N'Zoth Paladin or something like that, right?
Yeah, actually both of these guys, SiamBane and Proto, didn't bring any N'Zoth anything. So you don't have to bring any N'Zoth.
It's been a deck that, very popular, but at the same time, maybe not performing to where people want it to. But guys, let's get into the first match of this final. It's going to be SiamBane on the Mage taking on Protohype's Rogue.
You asked for it.
Oh, I didn't even know they started.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. I think Tempo Mage might just be able to be too fast for Miracle Rogue. Be able to build up a board. But as we've seen, Rogue, if they're able to draw correctly, really do what they want. And Rogue's going to be on coin here, so that's also a pretty big advantage.
Yeah, that extra spell. I like the Sorcerers. What are we looking for to start out with? We're looking for, like, Sorcerer's Apprentice. Not Antonitis. Mana Worm would have been great. Or the new cult spell, two mana minion.
Yeah, I think both. It's just both these decks really want to start on coin, right? And I think Protohype already has, a decent amount of things in hand. But SiamBane's going to be able to get on this board. And Water Elemental's going to be able to freeze phase. So back-to-back there. It could be a little bit of trouble here.
That's true. And what does a Rogue have to take out these Water Elementals? You have to actually hit it with your face.
At that point, you really probably just looking for sap, right?
Sap, yeah. Sorcerer, that's the name.
But Protohype actually able here to draw into a bunch of 4-drops, has his picking as sort of which one he wants to play first between Tomb Pillager, Zero, and the Violet Teacher right here.
The Tomb Pillager is always nice to go first because it gives you an extra coin, which goes nice with the Violet Teacher or the future, auctioneer that you might get. So that's why people usually normally bring out Tomb before Teacher.
Gonna go ahead and actually do that play right there. Getting the Tomb Pillager on the board. Also just, a pretty big threat. It's a pretty aggressive threat at that 5 attack right there. Able to take out a lot of stuff. Cold Sorcerer, though, into the Frostbolt. Cleans it up pretty nicely.
That spell damage is really good there.
It's just it's a card that is, you look at it and you're like, oh, is this going to buff Cthulhu or anything? But no, it's just a 3-2 body at the spell damage. That's definitely enough. Protohype, though, on the back end here, has a few options. Could get out this. Yeah, I like playing the SI7 agent right here. Able to clean up the body and just get your board presence back.
Stagger up here. So we're gonna finally. Ooh. No, I think the Water Elemental might come down. Not play the Conjurer yet, even though it's slightly off curve. The Elemental's gonna be really annoying for the Rogue.
This is gonna be pretty annoying too. You know, Shadow Strike gonna come down, gonna be able to actually just clean up the water elemental. Probably use face as well, so gonna freeze face, but still, just getting rid of that body, able to create a couple tokens, and then finish it out with conceal.
That's really nice. That's a lot of tokens. That's 3 tokens. So SiamBane's gonna have to find some spells. We might do that with Conjurer first.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's eventually just more things for Flamewaker to kill, right?
Oh, Fireball would be good to take out the teacher.
And
I think Prototype might actually just kill off his 1/1s into the Conjurer here, because he knows that like Siam has a Flamewaker, and they're just gonna die anyways. What did he get from Cyril? He got a Fire Bloom Toxin, deal 2 damage.
definitely just need, yeah, with that burst, that's gonna be pretty important. You know, with Leroy as well, you can even, you know, hey, use as a cycle for Auctioneer coming up in the next few turns. How does SiamBane really sort of start gripping this match back?
What can you do here? 4, 6, 5. I think he's going to have to play. He might save. He might go for it, the Flamewaker and Fireball right now, just to get the teacher out of the way. But I was thinking maybe he might have chosen just play the water element.
Oh wow, both hits on Zeros. That's super big. But Prototype's able to find the backstab here and has the 2 toxins in hand, so going to be able to cycle quite a bit of cards and just gain all of this burst. Look at that. We have Eviscerate in hand, we have the Fire Bloom Toxin, and we even have Leroy to boot. That's a lot of damage coming from Prototype over these next few turns.
I was so lucky of SiamBane, but Prototype has the Auctioneer and is able to draw a lot. So we're probably gonna see Prototype take down SiamBane soon, unless SiamBane has a way to come back.
Oh, and the Cold Blood there too. So yeah, this is just a ton of damage that could just come out. Maybe you just start hitting face, you know, just maybe you have to save that Evis and just hit the face now. You know that you'll probably play Leroy next turn, right?
Yeah, he could just go face. I mean, Tempo Mages don't have anyone to heal, and at this point, if Prototype just goes face, it forces SiamBane to just trade into Prototype's minions.
Spell Slayer probably gonna have to play it. What's gonna save him here? Sacred Trial. I don't think that's the card we were looking for there.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna work. Oh.
Ooh, Arcane Blast. You can clean up board here.
Yeah, but then Leroy is still gonna come down. No taunts and Tempo Mage.
And that's going to be it. Prototype is going to take the first match on the back of Miracle Rogue. Get a quick win against this Tempo Mage from SiamBane. So, I mean, we saw in that matchup, Rogue again just being able to roll, Mage not be able to make that comeback on the board right there. Now, the Tempo Mage is going to have some interesting matchups. You know, it's going to have to go against this Cthulhu Warrior. It's also going to have to go against, or this Reno Warlock. Are you really trying to get it against the Reno instead of the Cthulhu Warrior?
The Reno, definitely. It would have been nice for SiamBane if he won that match, so he could have had the Tempo Mage out with already and done with, but... Okay, he chooses to actually change it up to Hunter. And normally people tend to play the same deck until it wins, but no, SiamBane's gonna play... Maybe he's just playing around a certain deck, yeah. So I guess he read Proto really well, because Proto's like, okay, if he just plays the same deck again, I'm gonna just play Cthulhu. So Siam's like, okay, I think Cthulhu's coming. He just played Hunter.
And what do you think about this?
The mind games are real.
And we can see some early Cthulhu minions. What is the Warrior really looking to do? Kind of just play defensive until they get to the late game?
Hunter's just gonna just put down whatever minions it has on curve. That's basically how you play mid-range Hunter. and trade when it needs to trade. But as of now, there's no. Protohype's gonna be the one to make the trade here since it's a good trade. I'm not sure about this matchup. I haven't seen it enough on ladder or in tournament. But I think the hunter could deal enough damage to take the Cthulhu warrior out. But
yeah, and there's still sticky minions, right? Some sticky minions. Like you have SiamBane, you even have the 4/4 with the Death Rattle, gets the 1/1s out there. So there are ways where Hunter can kind of take advantage of those board states. But in the hand of Prototype, we see a lot of good early stuff. We see the Axe coming in here. We're going to be able to see Harrison later too. So a lot of early things that are just taking advantage of the board.
Right. SiamBane's just going to fill up his board again with his 2 drops. One of them is definitely going to die to the Axe though. Oh wow.
Oh, the SiamBane.
SiamBane for his turn 6. That's always good.
It lost the last one. It lost to the 7 drop. So it's good that it finally won that little battle there. An interesting turn here for Prototype. You know, you have another Axe available. Maybe you play Harrison for the body. It's a little difficult to sort of make that call right now. But going to go ahead, play Harrison as the body. Not going to wait till Eagle Horn Bow. You know, I like that. Just be a little more proactive in your defense.
I like that too. Go face. Yeah, so Siam doesn't want to be the one to trade here. It's like he has only a limited amount of time to deal a lot of damage until Protohype starts buffing his Cthulhu, basically.
Yeah, it's still before turn 7. You know, it's still before Ancient Shield Bearer would come down, things like that. Twin Emperor Velcor as well. So if you can get a lot of damage in before those cards come in, and then sort of start using your hero power to start chipping away as well.
I think we're going to see Axe and
Ravaging Ghoul?
Yeah. Axe and Ghoul. And the Axe can take down. Oh, I like the execute. That's really good. So he keeps his Harrison alive.
Yeah, this is really nice. Yes, you take, you're at 13 now, but at the same time, you are eventually going to have to deal some damage, right?
Yeah, that play was really great because now he's got board control. The Savannah Hymen is fine for now. Like, it's a bit slow. He could just...
Do you ignore it?
Okay, he's gonna execute it.
All right, so gonna go ahead and actually take it out right here. Yeah, you're still able to trade Harrison down to one of the 2/2s, so that's really nice, pretty efficient right there with the execute, and dropped Sylvanas onto the board.
I like that. There was a different way he could have played that, but I think both ways were fine.
Ooh, the Flame Juggler really wanted to hit Harrison right there. Hits the Sylvanas instead. And now you're looking at a board that's not really what you're too excited about.
Yeah, Flame Juggler is just sometimes like sometimes he hits the minion you want to hit, sometimes he just doesn't. He's just a really good card to have on turn 2, but late game it's like you just want to get lucky with his Fireball battle cry.
Looks like Prototype there. Instead of electing to play the 8-drop, armoring up, playing a little conservatively, I think you kind of have to in this point in the match. Here, SiamBane with an interesting choice. You could just dump your hand if you want and to get that quick shot activated.
Yeah, I think he should make the trade here. Sylvanas stealing a 1/1 is okay. Oh, it doesn't even steal because the wolf came out after.
It's also the nice thing about these fighters. They're actually beasts, so you're able to get the Houndmaster buff in afterwards. It's going to be... Oh, okay, so here's a brawl. What do you think about this one? Not too happy about it, right? You can probably do some more efficient trades, but the thing is you kind of want to keep armoring up, so you might just have to drop the Doomcaller without armoring up here.
Huh.
There'd only be a 1/1 on the board, right? You can take out the 3/3 and the 4/3 and just leave the spider.
Yeah, that's fine. Whose turn is it right now? Because it doesn't tell me whose turn.
Oh, it's Prototype's turn. Yeah. So you can drop Doomcaller here. I mean, it's a pretty big body. Pretty happy afterwards too. Usually looking to continue to armor up, but not really in the position to do that now.
Yeah, I like him trading into stuff. Is Harrison can trade into the 4/3. Make sure that, I mean, because he's gonna die anyways.
Gonna go ahead and armor up there. You know, instead of dropping, really probably just scared of the potential burst that could come out of SiamBane's hand. I understand that though. There's still a beast on the board. You haven't seen Kill Command just yet. You know, and you know all those cards have been kind of waiting in the hand too.
I think he's gonna play his coin so he empties his hand. Yeah. Let's see what he gets. That's gonna be handy.
Yeah, it's gonna be able to take out one of the big minions coming out, and just shields him off the top. So looks like Prototype, you know, in a tough spot right now, and the Hunter's really just looking for a certain amount of damage off the top. You're really looking for, I mean, another quick shot, ways to cycle, things like that. Maybe
So wild.
Call the Wild.
Oh,
Kill
there we
Command.
go.
So that's gonna be it. So Kill Command off the top is enough for SiamBane to take game number 2 and tied up 1-1 in this final against ItsProtohype.
There we go. He dealt a lot of damage early. So
Yeah, I think that decision to Houndmaster up, you know, instead of actually playing the Savannah High main was super big. It started the aggressive trend, really just wanted to start getting damage in, because I think SiamBane really realized that it became a race and there was a limited amount of time in that matchup for the Hunter to actually win.
Right, yeah. And I didn't think Proto got enough early Cthulhu minions to buff his Cthulhu. He had a couple of late game cards, right? So, well, he did have the axe, but it wasn't enough. Like, he was just dealing too much damage to his face, even with the weapon. So, Prototype with his Cthulhu Warrior again versus the Reno Lock. Oh no, sorry, it's not Reno Lock. The Zoo. SiamBane's Zoo. Prototype is the one with the Reno Lock.
Yeah, Prototype is the one running the Reno, but right here, the Cthulhu Warrior going up against Zoo. SiamBane have a pretty decent hand. This is an interesting matchup. It really has very swingy turns. Like, Ancient Shieldbearer is crucial in this matchup all the times, and Twin Emperor, both of those cards super big here.
Why do you call?
Do I keep calling Prototype Prototype?
it's a little confusing, I think. You know, it can definitely happen. But here, Knife Checker gonna come out. This is what Zoo needs to do. You know, no fiery. Oh, well, there's the fiery War Axe. I was about to say no fiery War Axe in the hand of its Prototype, but gets off the top. That's kind of what Zoo needs here. But you know, there's so minions like Darkshard Councilman. They're just kind of hard to get rid of, right?
Definitely. Well, I mean, you need a slam as a warrior to get rid of that normally, or you just use your execute. But on Proto's turn, we might just see him drop the. He might drop the Acolyte or the Beckoner of Evil here.
Yeah, you kind of want to get a body down. So maybe it is time just to drop even an Acolyte or Beckoner. Beckoner will be okay because if you do come across another Fiery War Axe, something else, you have a lot of ways to deal with the Councilman from that point. It's tough though.
It is tough, and he's really thinking about it. Like, he's gonna lose the axe.
Okay, so they're gonna go ahead and put the Acolyte on the board. I like that. You're gonna be able to cycle, right?
Yeah,
And-
and he's gonna put the Ghoul Folly next turn. with
Ooh,
it.
look at this though. This is pretty nasty.
Uh-oh. Gonna get rid of this acolyte.
And all of a sudden, the Darkshot Councilman, you know, it's a 3/4, has potential to grow even further and further. Having 2 of those on the board is super, super scary.
It is. Need to brawl that. Oh no.
Is it time to do we execute one of them maybe?
Yeah. But he could ghoul and execute.
I wonder.
Yeah, I think a ghoul execute definitely sets you up pretty nicely, right? You're able to take out 2 minions, gain back the board a little bit. You have a lot of the later game things right now that you're gonna like. Gorehowl is gonna do a ton of work, but just gonna go ahead, play Acolyte and execute here. I also definitely like that because it makes it a little bit tough for SiamBane to actually get rid of this Acolyte, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh. But he could get rid of it with Direwolf. With the
Yeah, you could just trade. You could just trade into 3/1 right there.
Yeah, or if he wants to trade his Councilman, or he probably doesn't want to damage it. If he's playing around another execute. You just drop the Flame Imp and then Suicide is 3/1. Okay.
So gonna keep the Councilman. Gonna keep actually the Abusive Sergeant there alive. Not gonna play the Flame Imp, so holding off just a bit for right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you even have ways to sort of deal a lot of bursts, you know, because of Forbidden Ritual, right?
I know, right? I was actually just thinking that. He could Power Overwhelming, and then how much would that be next turn?
That'd be like 9 from hand in bonus.
8.
So maybe like if you had played the Flame Imp there, I guess you are playing around Brawl a little bit, but it would have been a potential lethal on the board, right?
Thinking about that, like if he had sacrificed the Abusive Sergeant and played Flame Imp and had just gone face with the Councilman, I think he could have had lethal next turn already for SiamBane with the Power Overwhelming and the Forbidden Ritual.
Oh, double PO too. All right, so Forbidden Ritual going to come out here, create 4 1/1s, and hey, buff up Darkshot Councilman by another 4 attack.
It's not gonna be enough.
Mm-mm. But if you look at this, I'm looking at this board, say you just need 2 1/1s to live, right?
Yeah, that's true. Ah, too bad he doesn't have any more ghouls. It's so good when you have a ghoul against Forbidden Ritual.
And that's just going to be it. SiamBane with the 2 Power Overwhelmings, that's going to be enough damage right there. That's the power of Zoo. Create a lot of tokens, have a lot of bursts in hand, and there you go. Just like that, Zoo's going to take this match. SiamBane is going to go up 2-1 over ItsProtohype.
That was so fast. The 2 Councilmans at the start were like the MVPs of that game.
And it's really tough for Warrior to deal with those cards, right? We saw an Execute deal with one of the Councilmen. And what else are we going to do? We need stuff like Shield Slam. We don't have weapons that deal enough damage at that point.
Yeah.
So
he didn't have Slam either.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you kind of need to take care of that. And it looks like SiamBane, last deck here, going to be on that Tempo Mage. ItsProtohype going to go with the Reno Warlock. I think this is probably the matchup SiamBane is really looking to win right now.
Yeah. And he has a chance. The Tempo Mage can definitely take down Reno blocks.
I mean, I think the Cthulhu Warrior matchup is probably pretty difficult, but look at this opening from SiamBane. You know, has the coin, might even go with it just to get the double mana worm out. So ditching the coin, some people usually like to say that for the Flame Waker, but wants the early pressure right here.
Yeah, that's really good. There's nothing that Protohype can do just yet.
Oh, okay. We're just going to be aggressive right now.
Deal as much damage as you can so you can burst down later with a fireball.
Now, this is an interesting position right here. Is this sort of an opportunity, or would you think we can trade into the 3/3?
Yeah, let's see what you draw first though. With Arcane Intellect, you could get like a. What could you get? I don't think you'd even Arcane Missiles though.
Wanted, dead or alive.
Gonna go with the Spell Slinger. Going to pick up Snake Trap. Well, ItsProtohype's gonna pick up Commanding Shout. We'll have to keep an eye on what those guys do throughout the match. Also here, you're playing around Hellfire, which I really like. Not necessarily playing around it, but you're gonna have at least one mini left on the board afterwards.
Right, so I guess that's why he chose dropping the Spell Slinger down. So at least something
Your
lives.
magic shall not save you.
Ooh, so Fireball comes into the hand. Gonna have some damage later on. Interesting turn here. You have a few plays you could make. I like this. You know, get the Flamewaker on the board for the future turns, right? You had like a lot of other things that were very inefficient. Flamewaker's still pretty hard to take out in this position.
Definitely, because it's like he doesn't have 6 mana yet for Siphon Soul, and Hellfire doesn't kill it. If he had Hellfire and Mortal Coil, that would be the only thing. He might Mountain Giant. What is he? Ooh.
Oh, he could also Commanding Shout. This is tough. It's definitely tough. You could Doomsayer, try to, you know, stabilize a little bit, just feed off a turn. So gonna go ahead, kind of realizes that he needs to draw another card, and then drop the Doomsayer. Probably just gonna act as 7 health. Oh yeah, it had the Commanding Shout buff as well.
Oh my god, this is what it's for.
That is insane. Off the top, the Crazed Alchemist. I mean, if you're looking for one card, that had to be it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, he had to take it out with like a Fireball, and I don't know if he wanted to do. Yeah, I think he'd have to do that. There wasn't any other choice.
So we could finally use the Hellfire, because we also have the Mortal Coil now. Take yourself down to 10. This is sort of what the match sort of like, the way it goes, right? This is the point where a Tempo Mage has enough burst in hand and they can kind of just close it out. But then if Prototype plays Reno at any point from here on out, it's going to be very hard for SiamBane to kind of come back.
Right. Oh, he can Siphon Soul this.
Siphon Soul's going to, yeah, take him back up to 13, keep him out of range a little bit. I mean, I just keep playing. Yeah, Azure Drake going to come on down. Going to be very good in this position right now. And provide more pressure at the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Another, like, yeah.
Nice board. So what is he looking for? He
Shadow Flame. Yeah, you can go ahead and get rid of everything right now.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, but the rag.
It's threat after threat. SiamBane, you know, able to just, hey, just play your minions. Keep playing them. Prototype's going to go down to 5, and I think this is going to call for a tap into Reno.
He has to tap and find Reno.
Has to find Reno right here.
Oh no, it just comes down.
Refreshment Vendor is... I mean, you can still play it. You'll gain some health, but it's not going to be enough, as we do know. Refreshment Vendor going to come on down with the Goldshire Footman on the end of that play. But SiamBane with the Fireball in hand is going to be able... Alright, we can even do some style here if we want with the Flame Strike and the Pain. But hey, Fireball coming down with the Pain. And SiamBane is going to take it. Gonna win this one 3-1 over ItsProtohype.
That's the fastest match of all 3. The finals was like so fast.
I mean, hey, you saw those mid-range decks just do what they do best, and that's sort of turn the corner at a certain point in the match and start being aggressive. And right there, that opening from Tempo Mage was able to take it pretty quickly over the Reno.
Now I'm thinking about my lineup. Should I take out mid warrior for Tempo Mage? Tempo meta, we'll see.
If you're seeing a bunch of Reno, and hey, but you gotta put those Crazed Alchemists in there too, right?
Oh yeah, that's a nice tech. It really worked out for him, you know. Sometimes you don't even get your. I wonder what he cut to put that in. Now that I think about it.
There's probably like things along the way, sort of in the middle, you know, like maybe because he's wearing one spell slinger or something like that. So probably some fat right there. But that is amazing just to be rewarded for bringing the tech. And we saw it sort of won this series right there. Just have a few notes, guys, for our sponsors before we go. Special thanks to ESH, Esports Hero, Esports Arena, Gamer Sensei, and Twitch. Of course, we are partnered on Twitch, so shout out to Twitch as well.
Well, it was really great casting with you, Alec.
Yeah, Patrick, this has been a good night. Tuesday Night Hype 74. And
That's
we hope
like a whole year and a half worth of Tuesday Night Hypes.
And hey, guys, join us next week for Tuesday Night Hype 75. Hope you guys have a good night.